Hilarious story of sorts out of Atlanta, Georgia. NAACP objects to Martin Luther King Drive location for Civil War marker. Well, let's see. The Civil War ended in 1865, and MLK Drive was named in, 1980-something in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm guessing it wasn't Martin Luther King Drive during the Civil War. To mark the 150th anniversary of the Civil War, the street named after civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. will soon bear a marker commemorating the burning of Atlanta. The Georgia Historical Society will install the historical marker Monday in front of the Georgia Railroad Freight Depot on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. You may recall, if you ever saw the movie, Gone with the Wind, the burning of Atlanta, General Sherman ripping through the place. Really, the only thing to burn in Atlanta back then was the railroad depot, so that's what they burned. Wasn't much of a city at the time. They make a big deal out of it, but basically they burned down the railroad yard. Those Yankee troops did when they were going through. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People said it doesn't mind remembering history, but it would have preferred a different location. R.L. White, who was the president of the NAACP's Atlanta branch, who elected the white guy? R.L. White, his name is White, he's the head of the NAACP, said, "It seems to be honoring something that reminds us of some tragic occurrences that happened to our people at that time. We accept that it's history, but would like to see it done somewhere else than the heart of the Civil Rights District. It's kind of tragic that the state is choosing that location." What? Seriously? Are you kidding me? It's the site of the fire. All right, before it was Martin Luther King. Let me see if I can explain this to you. They shouldn't have put a white guy in charge. R.L. White is the head of the NAACP in Atlanta, Georgia. He doesn't want the historical marker where the historical event took place because 150 years later, they named the street after Martin Luther King Jr. Now, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. All right, next time we have Sherman go through and burn Atlanta, we'll have him do it someplace where you're not going to name a street after a civil rights leader 150 years later.